Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Hubbard and I am super excited to be able to be a part of this Pace Setter class and be able to train you today on conversational booking and on balance, just how to balance your life, with your Mary Kay business. And so I have been actually building my business now for this month, actually in February, will be 16 years. I cannot believe that. I'm a future executive sales director, and before Mary Kay, I was actually a registered nurse. And I was a nurse for right about 12 years, and I've been now retired from nursing for about 10 years now. And so, I started with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old and working crazy hours. And oh my gosh, today I have so much balance and flexibility. And now I have 3 children who are now 20, 17 and 14. And I honestly can say with a very humble heart that I love my life and I love this business. Before Mary Kay, I was very shy, and I was not the typical person that I would have ever, thought I would ever do something like Mary Kay. But I will tell you that, I am so glad that I truly did listen, with an open heart and open mind, because my life has been forever changed because of Mary Kay. And one of the things I'm teaching is about balance. And it's because I didn't have balance in my life. Working 3 to 4 12-hour night shifts with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I was more in like survival mode, and that's really kind of where I was. And putting God first and family second and career third. I mean, that was not how I lived. And that was one of the things that was just so impressive to me when I learned about the Mary Kay opportunity. And I will tell you today that I have worked and strived, very hard to live my life that way. And I would tell you that that is what I do every single day, is I live my life God first, family second, and career third. And why do I stay? My gosh, I stay for the growth. I've grown in every area of my life, and I'm still growing. We never stop growing. But I love helping other women grow too, and really seeing their true, God-given potential. So I'm just excited to be here, and I thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of this Pace Setter class and to teach you something I feel like is very important to me. And I really do believe that it's one thing that holds consultants back. I really do, because it's the time management, it's the balance with the family. And I look back, and that was one of the things that attracted me to Mary Kay, was I didn't want to have to I didn't want to sacrifice one for the other. I didn't want to sacrifice my job for my family. And, Mary Kay, that was my why. I didn't want that. And so Mary Kay allowed me that. So I was going to make that happen. And I was going to make sure that I wasn't sacrificing. I was going to live this business and run my life in harmony. So let me just dive on into it and share with you, first of all, conversational booking. So, last week, we had amazing speakers. Oh my gosh, I loved every single one of the speakers, and I learned so much. And, it was definitely, Maureen, about her referrals and how she gets leads. And, of course, Diane, I loved her. She really kind of put a lot of time management into what she was teaching you about lead generating and stuff, because that's important about how she was doing the 21-day booking. I want to bring that back for a second, because she was talking about Tuesday and Thursdays is when she recommended maybe what she does as far as her booking. And then on Monday, it's follow-up. See, that's going to tie into what I'm going to teach about as far as managing things and managing your time and managing your week out. So that it all kind of ties together. Y'all will see that everything is going to tie together to make this business really work. And so then of course, Randy would, came in and talked about, asking more questions and getting to know your people better. And so I want to go straight into the conversational booking. Y'all, it's so simple. It's sprinkling booking in to your everyday life. So with 3 very busy children, they all are in something. We have cheer and dance and football and baseball, and so we are always on the go. And so I learned how to sprinkle Mary Kay into my life, and I was always prepared. Okay, so number 1, care enough to prepare. Okay, really prepare. And so I would always have little sample bags. I would always have lip gloss samples. I would always have a gift card in there for $10 gift card. I would always be prepared with sample bags, and then the second thing I would always be prepared with would be loaded lookbooks. Now, some of you may or may not know what a loaded lookbook is. Let me just quickly tell you what that is. And that is where I would take a lookbook, and I would actually tape like a microabrasion sample to the microderm page in the lookbook. I would maybe, tape a lip gloss color on like the lip gloss page. And I would just, maybe the satin hands or whatever, I would have a full pack of the foundation primer, some of my favorite products. I wouldn't, load the entire book, but maybe 3 to 5 samples I would load that catalog with. And it's really funny when I tell this story, but it's like, now today, a lot of the baseball friends who've been together for a long time now, and they're like, we just thought you were so sweet. You were always giving us stuff. And it's just something that you do when you give and you're constantly giving somebody something and bringing them something that the next time you see them, and you're always just really genuinely being interested in them, it comes back to you when it's time to conversationally book, if you know what I mean. And so I would have my little sample bags, and I would meet new people and hand them the sample bags and then give them the lookbooks and follow up on the samples and that sort of thing. And then when it was time for a challenge or when a new product come out, just in conversation at the ballpark, simply, it would come out, would come in the conversation that, we just got a new product and I was super excited. I was looking for about 4 or 5 women to give me their opinions and the reason why we couldn't get together, and I can show her what's new. I mean, things like that, always having yeses. And I really look back at it, was because, so many of those women I invested in all the time, like every weekend, every time they saw me, I was handing them a new book or bringing them a new sample or, just being, I guess, sweet. And, what ended up happening is when I was, looking for the bookings or wanting to share new products with them in conversations, they would say yes. Okay, it just I sprinkled it into what I was doing. I didn't make it a stressful thing and that sort of thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I do plan to have a schedule, and I do have time that I do book. I do have, increments of time every single week that I sit down and I do booking, but that was just what I would sprinkle in for extra things. Okay. So, they were talking about having 5 different lead generations. And that was one of mine. One of mine was conversational booking. I wasn't really one to, to go and warm chatter, but sort of what that is, but in a different way. Okay. And so that's kind of a little bit about, the conversational booking. But what I really, really want to get into, is the balance and the harmony. And that's what I feel like my gift is. And so I'm excited to kind of share that with you. So let me tell y'all the statistics. So 70% of what you want to happen will never happen unless you plan it out. So let's think about that. Balance really is a choice. It's just a choice. It's a choice to master your schedule, to plan your week, right? To plan your day. I mean, you hear this all the time, that success is hidden in your daily routine. It is. It truly, truly is. That is truly what it is. And, I'm a list person. I work out of notebooks. I think Diane says she does too, but, I work out of notebooks. I have my little spiral notebooks, and that's what I use every month. And so I can always go back and I can look and see what happened the month before and who I contacted. Everything's in that one notebook. And so I'm a list person. And so a couple of tools that as, consultants, I know some of you are new, brand new, and some of you have been in for a while. We have a 6 most important things list that Mary Kay teaches and a weekly plan sheet. And sometimes we want to reinvent the wheel, or we just kind of don't really think that stuff's important. I am telling you, it is what has shaped me so well, is that 6 most important things list in my notebook. Every single day, every Sunday night, I will actually plan my entire week. I'll plan my entire week. I have the kids' schedule. I know what's going on with my husband. And, some of you that have been in for a while, that you were taught about actually getting a month at a glance, and you would actually color code it with different, like a blue was spiritual time, and a pink was Mary Kay time, and a green was income producing time, a blue family time, whatever it may be. Y'all, I do that. Now, I don't use the, a month at a glance sheet, but I use my date book, my Mary Kay date book, and it is color coded. I don't have it with me. I go grab it, but it's color coded. And that is, I can glance at it and know what I have going on, and I live by that. Okay. But I plan on Sunday nights. Of course, I do a month at a glance. Okay, my entire month is planned out. Then I'll go back and I'll do weekly. So every Sunday night, I'll look and see what I have, and I'll plan my week accordingly. Okay. Now, one thing that is very strategic is that everything is planned for me, like everything. Everything. So, for instance, I'm big on priority management. It's not as much time management, is it like priorities? What is the most important thing to me that I want to make sure that I do every day? And so I kind of schedule these in order. And so this is kind of what I do. Faith first. Okay, so every single morning in the exact same spot of my living room, I sit and I do my Bible study and I read my Bible and I have some me time. Okay, every single morning. It's usually, I guess it doesn't really matter what time it is to let y'all know, but it's usually around 6:30 every single morning, okay? That is my number one thing. My number two thing is my self-care. So it's my gym time. It's my workout time. So after I do my quiet time, then I'm going to the gym, okay? Go to the gym, I come back home, get my shower, and then I'm ready for my day. You need to know what is your energized time of the day? What time are you most energized? And that is when I get back from the gym and I'm ready. Like I'm ready to get on the phone. I'm ready to talk to my consultants. I'm ready to book. I'm ready, I'm most energized during that time. That's when I hold my appointments, is right after that time in the morning when I'm most energized. So you have to kind of know what's good for you. Then of course it's my family commitments, and then of course working my business. So if I could list that for you, my priority management would be my faith, would be my self-care. I mean, that's like my hair and my nails and working out, like things for me, my family time, of course, my family commitments, and then work in my business. And so, I own my day. I own my day. I don't let my day and things hijack my day. I pretty much, at my best, I try to own my day. And so my first part of my day is really, really critical. Okay. And so let me kind of back up. So I was telling you that I was a list person. And so, I have lists that I really do. I check off, and it's a personal and it's a business. And I do check it off. Do I get it all done in one day? Absolutely not. So don't ever think that, you might have this big list that overwhelms you. Just kind of take a little piece by piece, and you prioritize that list as well. What's the most important thing? What are my income producing things? And so that is really, really important. But as far as, the discipline, I always say that, if you don't discipline yourself, then someone else will discipline you for the rest of your life. And so, you have to be in control of that. And so, another thing that if you would call me at probably 10 o'clock on a Monday, I would be at the grocery store. That's where I'll be. And so you just, people that know me really well know that's where I'm going to be. You know that on Wednesdays in between 10 and 2, I'm in my office every single Wednesday, no matter what. You know that on a Friday, that's a kind of the day that I do a lot of my, today's Friday. Yeah. So, I did my nails today. I got my hair done today. I mean, I do some stuff like that for me. And then tonight and then I'm working tonight. And so it's just about scheduling and planning things out. Another thing is that I have I don't know if I can turn it, but I have like a board. It's like a chalkboard. And I have from Sunday, the whole entire week, it's marked out with my meals. And so every single Sunday, I plan my entire week out with meals. And that's just really profound, y'all, because, if you already had that planned, then you wouldn't worry, after, if you have children, you carpool, you come back, there's homework, there's snack, there's all this kind of stuff. And if you didn't know what you had for dinner or were having for dinner, that's going to cause anxiety. That's going to cause stress. But guess what? There's none of that. Everything is just in harmony because when I get back from the gym, right, then I'll go ahead and put on the meal, okay? Because I already have gone to the grocery store. I already have it all planned out, every meal, everything I need for every meal. It's on the board. Everyone knows. No one's asking me. No, it's all on there. I talk to them, and we kind of plan it out together. But bottom line is, every single day at a certain time, you can catch me. I'm going to be probably cooking a certain time every day. You know that at certain times you're going to catch me at the gym, you're going to catch me at the grocery store, certain things like that. So I don't know about you, but you know what? When you have things scheduled that particularly, then things just run smooth. And I feel like, that, your kids don't get your leftovers, right? When you're running around and you're crazy or even your husband or your family, either way, it's just when you really care enough to prepare and plan and, like I said, mastering your schedule is just really a choice. Everything just works together. It truly, truly does. And so, another thing that I think is really important is people come over and they're like, oh my gosh, you have 3 kids and your house is so clean. How is that? How's your house so clean? Another thing, I cannot work in chaos, like for me. And so I had to figure that out. And so I figured that when my kids were young. I mean, of course, I've worked this business in all areas of my life. My kids, from, newborn. I mean, I had my 3rd child, Claire, took her home in a pink Cadillac, just, and from to now, my oldest is 20, my youngest is 14. So I've worked the business in all stages of my life. So I've changed it up a little bit, but it's all really been the same as far as just the planning goes. It's just a little bit different when they're young. But, like for now, I will not go to bed unless my kitchen is clean. There's no dishes in the sink. Little things like that. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm fresh. There's no stress. There's no anxiety. Everything is ready for me for the day, where I can sit and have my Bible study and have my time. And so, ladies, I will just tell you, being a sales director for 15 years, that is the one component that I really have found that has really defined a successful consultant from a non-successful one, is just because she doesn't plan. That's it. She doesn't plan. And as soon as she plans and as soon as she really does that, she sees that, how it can work. I work this for the full-time job and 2 children. I worked 3 to 4 12-hour night shifts and still worked this business full-time and became a sales director, earned my pink Cadillac, being a full-time nurse. This can be done, but you have to care enough to prepare and really and I think the biggest tip I want to leave you with is the priority management. It's really doing what's best for you and what energizes you. If I do not do that quiet time in the morning, I feel it all day long. If I do not work out, I feel it all day long. So you have to know what energizes you, what days of the week are best for you to do certain things, right? What times of the day you're most energized to do the most things that are most important to you. And so I really hope that helps you. I want to leave you with this little poem. So it's living a life of blessing and balance. I believe that one of the greatest opportunities we have is to make a difference in the lives of others. So let me ask you, are you making a difference for somebody, or are you just living day by day, like just surviving? You see, that when we're just living day by day surviving, that is where because we don't have a schedule, we don't have things planned out. See, you have the ability to influence somebody when you invest in them. You're impacting the world and you're making a difference. And Galatians 16 says, be mindful to be a blessing to everyone that God brings across your path. And we're all called to be a blessing to others. And he doesn't want us to be mere spectators. He wants us to invest in others. And whether you know it or not, somebody is watching. And, I thought about that. I was like, my kids are watching me. They're seeing what I'm doing. If I'm running around with my head cut off, why would they ever want to be like me, right? They're watching you and they're looking up to you. Others are influenced by the way you live. People are watching you. You just started this new Mary Kay business and they're like, why is she doing that? Or, or can she do that? And, and this is a huge part of how you can show the flexibility and the balance and the control that you have. And, so you got to take a minute and you got to see that people are watching you and you influence. What you do in your everyday life influences other people. Are you loving people and are you investing in them as well as yourself? Ladies, you have to take care of you. You got to take care of you first. That's why I always start with my Bible study and I always go work out and do my self-care stuff. Okay. So just out there working just to make ends meet, that's just surviving. And that's not really truly what we are here to do. And so I'm here to tell you that, and that's not what God wants for you either. And so I promise you, if you care enough to plan, if you discipline yourself, if you just choose to master your schedule, you will be a success in Mary Kay. You truly will be. Why? Because you're able to have God first, family second, and career third, and to live in harmony and to live in balance. And I'm telling you, ladies, it is so worth it. Just take the time to plan the day because your success is hidden in your daily routine. So thank y'all so much and enjoy the rest of your pace setters. Bye-bye.